Ivan, thank you very much indeed. And over to you to address some 500 plus international investors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And it's great to see so many investors in the audience. I think you get more than 5. Fabulous turnout and a great piece of work from Greenbackers to pull this together. Huge amount of entrepreneurial talent, and I know a lot of engagement happening there, which is great to see. And seeing so much energy around about the clean tech economy space is absolutely fabulous, because that chimes so much with Scottish Government values. You may be aware Scotland was one of the first countries to declare the global climate emergency, and we've really had a long-standing focus on making sure that we're at the forefront of implementing technologies moving towards net zero emissions. And we've got a net zero emission target in Scotland of 2045, which is 5 years earlier than the rest of the UK. And hard to make sure that we deliver on that. But what we do also recognise is that there's a real requirement for substantial investment to deliver on that agenda, and that can only happen by mobilising private finance, and that's something we recognise and work very, very hard on. And we're really committed to ensuring that Scotland is in a prime position to tap into that growing market for green investment opportunities. We've established a green finance project to explore innovative approaches to mobilising private finance into the net zero transition. We're working very closely on our climate change plan with businesses in Scotland, with our substantial, as you know, financial sector in Scotland, our world-class, world-leading university research base. And in Scotland, we pride ourselves in being connected and be able to pull all of those elements together very quickly to deliver on our ambitions in a coherent way, but also to smooth the journey for investors as well. And in part of that, we really are encouraging investment from around the world. There's a couple of highlights I want to talk to in terms of work that's going on at the moment. The first of all is round about the Scottish National Investment Bank. The bank will be launched later this year. It will grow to have a 2 billion capitalisation. It's going to be a cornerstone of the Scottish economy, and its primary mission set by government is to support Scotland's transition to net zero. It's going to leverage in private investment, and it's going to support ambitious firms to flourish and to enable that transformational change to take place in Scotland. And it's going to maximise that impact by investing alongside other organisations wherever possible. So the message to investors on the event today is that the SNIB, the Scottish National Investment Bank, is a potential partner for you in the future. The second highlight I want to talk about is Scotland's green investment portfolio. So that sets out our low carbon initiatives that can deliver returns for investors who are helping Scotland to move to net zero. We've pulled together the first choice of projects into that portfolio, a whole range of projects, large and small, and they total more than 1 billion of investable opportunities. That was launched in September. It includes opportunities to invest in heating and hydrogen, an area that Scotland has considerable technological advantage, in battery storage, carbon capture, again an area that Scotland is leading the field, and green transport. And we're identifying further projects over the next 2 years for an additional 2 billion worth of investable opportunities, focusing on property, energy, and right across green tech. The green investment portfolio really demonstrates that Scotland is open for business, and we're intensifying our efforts to attract investment. And during this global pandemic, we work with private and sector to find creative solutions to building Scotland's net zero wellbeing economy of the future has never been more important. And we're trying to make engagement with the public sector for investors in Scotland as straightforward as possible. We've recently launched our Invest in Scotland app, so that gives you a map of Scotland at your fingertips. It highlights the investable opportunities. You can click on that, including the projects that are in our green investment portfolio, and you can see the tip of your fingertips, the key information, the type of project, the spend, the size of project, and all that information required. So that's really just to make that journey as easy as possible for investors that are looking at what Scotland has got to offer. A couple of pieces of work that one we've just finished and one we're about to start on, again, really talk to the importance of our focus on investment to move Scotland's economy forward. The first was the Inward Investment Plan, focusing on FDI, that I launched a couple of weeks ago. And that sets out Scotland's ambition as a leading destination for inward investment, aligned very much with our core values as a nation around high-tech, digitisation, net zero, and building an inclusive wellbeing economy. It's important to recognise, you may not know this, Scotland has been the most successful part of the UK for each of the last 7 years consecutively in attracting inward investment outside of London. So it's something we're very proud of, and it's a success story we want to continue. But we're taking in the investment plan a much more strategic approach, looking at the sectors, the regions of Scotland and what they have to offer, and looking to maximise the wider economic benefits of that investment coming into Scotland, so that in partnership we can do better returns, not just for the economy and the people of Scotland, but for those investors that want to partner with us. We analysed a whole load of data around about Scotland's sectors and identified 9 subsectors where Scotland has real, genuine global competitive advantage built on our great university academic research and the clusters that we already have in place in Scotland, our skills and our natural assets. We identified those 9 sectors which also have increasing flows of capital, of inward investment happening across Europe, and Scotland's in an ideal position to attract investment in those areas. Net zero figured very largely in those sectors, as you can imagine. Decarbonisation of transport, the energy transition and the transformation of chemical industries very much at the core of that. So those sectors figure very, very, very highly in Scotland's focused approach to attracting and being even more successful in FDI inward investment. The other piece of work that we're started to work on that will be coming out early next year is our capital investment plan. Again, looking at Scotland's strengths, what we have to offer to the capital investment markets, understanding those global capital flows and how we can plug into them and attract more capital investment into Scotland. Be that supporting business growth, be that supporting infrastructure, be that in commercial property and other innovative solutions in the green tech space. So we're very focused on that. That'll be coming out early in the next year, and again, really chiming with their values around about the journey to net zero, placemaking and supporting productivity growth across Scotland's businesses and economy. So an awful lot happening in Scotland on the investment front, hugely exciting and very focused, as I said, on our journey to net zero emissions by 2045. So just to wrap up, Andrew, thanks again for inviting me on today. I hope that everybody presenting today has the best of luck with their pitches. There are 3 Scottish companies pitching today. Farmhand from Edinburgh, IB Microfluidics also from Edinburgh, and McRebar down in Lockerbie, who I had the pleasure of visiting their site last year. So good luck to them. Good luck to everybody else that's taking part today. And I hope you have a fabulous session this afternoon. Thank you very much.